Hey, Real Life Ministries, Justin Jordan, your lead pastor here, and just wrapping up my day. It's been a whirlwind of a day, meeting with our team, our staff team, meeting with different leaders, and just got done meeting with our elders. And I know it's been a whirlwind of a day for me, and I know it has been for many of you as well, as I know there's many of you that are scared right now, as there's been a lot of decisions that have been made from our president and from our nation, our governors, our mayors. I know many of you are already seeing the impact of this economically as your hours have been cut. And there are many of you that are fearful, that are full of anxiety, and are overwhelmed with the amount of things that are happening right now. And I want you to know that all of those feelings are valid feelings. Those are things that every human being experiences. I do believe that these things that you are experiencing are ways to inform us about ourselves and about our faith and about where we're at with God. And I know that our feelings and the things that we're experiencing, they do not have to rule us. They do inform us. But I want to just point you to the words of James. James says this in James chapter 1, verse 2. He says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." I find it interesting that we started a sermon series 2 weeks ago on spiritual maturity. And we are in the midst of experiencing perseverance in our faith like no generation has experienced before, or maybe in a really long time. And as you saw today, President Trump encouraged that no groups meet larger than 10, which is something I've never experienced in my lifetime. The same is true for many of you. The question that has to be asked is, what is our plan? What are we going to do? I've been working and communicating with the elders and with the staff team ever since last week about this potential reality. We will continue, as we did on Sunday, recording Sundays, our Sunday services, and we are in the process of figuring out how to do worship and how to do our sermons, just like we did on Sunday, recorded for you to be able to experience through an online platform on Sundays. The AVL and media team did a fantastic job. Less than 24 hours, they created a plan on how to get the sermon online for you to experience on Sunday morning. The AVL team and media team is fully aware that the visual was not as great as we'd like it, and the audio needs some work in matching the video. We have figured out a plan to address those things to make it better so that you have less distractions and can focus. But ultimately, we're doing our best, and we're learning as we go. And I believe God is being glorified as our team continues to try and serve and lean in. They are working tirelessly for you guys and for the kingdom of God. And so I want to let you know that's going to continue to happen on Sundays. And we will still meet as groups, but not in person. And you might be asking, how in the world are we going to do that? How's that even possible? In the next few days, I'll be communicating clearly to you about how we're going to do that. I have a meeting scheduled with all of our group leaders tomorrow about how we are going to continue to make disciples who make disciples and yet still be in quarantine. It is possible, and I've experienced it, and I'm excited to talk with our home group leaders, get on the same page, and talk to you guys in a few days about how we're going to do that. And so there'll be another update from me in a few days about how we're going to actually continue to be the church in the midst of a very trying time. In addition to that, we are wanting to know from you if you are interested in helping be a blessing to people during this time. Some of you have already reached out to me through text message saying you're ready to go, you're ready to serve, you're ready to meet needs, you're ready to do whatever it takes to help people during this time. If that's where you're at, and if you've texted me in the last couple days, I would like you to go to our website right now, because there is a form for you to fill out, in regards to your name, your contact information, and specifically what it is that you feel called, that you feel like Jesus is calling you to do to help right now. We are in the process of gathering needs in our community, and we're getting clarity each day as to what those needs specifically are. And those needs are going to evolve over the coming weeks. But we want to know who is out there that maybe would be able to help meet needs that we have clarity on over the coming days and coming weeks. Please go to our website right now. You'll notice that a pop-up will show up, and you'll be able to fill out a form, and you'll be able to communicate clearly to us what it is that you want to help with. Please do that right now if that's something you feel called to. Thank you to so many of you that have reached out already and said, I'm here to help. In addition to that, like I said, in a few days, we're going to talk about connection and how we're going to continue to disciple people. If you need help, please, if you are connected to a home group already, please talk to your home group leader about what it is that you need, and we will organize a way to meet those needs. If you're not connected to a group and you're seeing this and you need help in some capacity, please, would you comment on this video below on what it is that you need help with, and we will figure out a way to do the best job we can to meet your need. If it's groceries, we'll go get groceries for you. If it's you need help with a bill, please let me know about that. We will figure out a way how to help you in some capacity and figure out what resources we can help you with. We want to help you. Another thing that we want you to know is we're asking you to continue to trust God with your finances, to continue to give online or to mail a check to the church. The reality of it is we are continuing to do ministry, even though it looks very different. That still needs to be resourced. And so we're asking you to continue to trust God with your finances, continue to give online. And if you need help setting any of that up, I can get you in hold of our finance team, and they'd be more than willing to walk beside you on how to figure out how to give online instead of in person. Lastly, I want you to know that your eldership and your staff team here at Life Ministries have been working relentlessly. The leaders of this church have been working relentlessly, and we cover your prayers. We need your prayers. We need God's wisdom in this moment, in this time where so many different things are moving at a fast pace, decisions are being made quickly. But I do know this, your eldership and your staff team are continually praying and hearing from the Lord about what is good and what is right and what we should do next. As we don't know what tomorrow brings, we're being faithful with what God has given us today and making plans the next day as each day comes. I believe this wholeheartedly, that there's no greater time for the gospel to move forward in you and through this church than right now. People need to hear the hope that lies within you of who Jesus is and what he's done for you. And people need to hear and they need to see that gospel. And I know that for many of you, you may ask the question, I don't know if I have what it takes. And the reality is, you alone, you don't have what it takes. But Jesus in you, you do have what it takes. Because he can do a supernatural work in you that cannot be done apart from him. We must be abiding in him. We must be listening to him. And we must trust him in this moment, in this season, where it seems like there are so many things that are out of our control, and they are out of our control. But we serve a God who is in control. I'm reminded of Joshua chapter 1, where God is speaking to Joshua, and he says, be strong and courageous, for I am with you. This is what we need to be saying and praying over and over and over again in this season. To be strong and to be courageous, because God is with us. He is with you. Real Life, I love you, and I am so proud to be your lead pastor and to hear about how God is using you and working out all things for good in you and through you in this moment. I cannot wait to see how the gospel is continue to move forward in our church and in this community in a moment in a season where so many people are afraid and are scared. But we get to deliver the good news that Jesus is King and he is on his throne, and that we get to be his hands and his feet during this season. I can't wait to see what God's going to do in you and through us. I love you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing all that God does. I hope you have a great night. Sleep well tonight. And Lord willing, we'll be talking again soon. Take care.